What is up, everyone? It's Kenneth here with Soaker Mission, and it's 2019. I can't even believe that. I had just gotten used to actually using 2018 on all of my signing dates for stuff at schools and on checks, and now I've got to change everything. But still, I'm super excited for the next year, and I hope you are too. For this video, I wanted to go over kind of the year in review, look at 2018, what has happened, how God has moved, but also I want to look at one of my first videos I put on my YouTube channel about coming overseas and the resolution that I made this time last year, and I want to talk about that. So I hope that you'll follow along with me. Let's dive into the intro and then get started. So as I said, this time last year, I had made one resolution, just one, that I really truly felt was inside of my heart what the Lord was telling me to do. And that was that before the end of the year, I would be overseas living and working. So at the time, I made November 1st my hard deadline. I told myself that if I was not overseas by November 1st, well, there was no other option, right? That was the thing. I said no matter what, I was going to be overseas. No matter what job came up, no matter what opportunity came up, I would take it as long as I was overseas by November 1st. So I started applying for jobs and I finally get one, and sure enough, by March 1st, I was overseas. So the amount of undeservedness that I have is very high. I truly don't think that I deserve to be here. I see other people who are more qualified, more faithful, and definitely more educated than I, and yet here I am. But thank God I'm here. I love it. I'm happy. I'm doing great. And so I figured this was the perfect opportunity to look back at that video I made where I described my resolution for the year. So let's start with this. Whenever I first made the video, I made it because I was interested in trying to get my YouTube channel started. But I made a promise to myself and to you people who are watching from home. I made a promise. This is what I said. And in fact, my first and really only real resolution for this year is that before the end of this year, I will be overseas. I guarantee you, I promise it to myself and to you, I will be overseas. Oh, those are some big words. I guarantee you I'll be overseas in 2019. I couldn't guarantee you anyone what I was going to do the next day. So clearly I was very sure that this was going to be something that was going to happen. I don't think I understood how the Lord was going to hold me to that promise, hold me to that. When I took the job here in Taiwan, I'll be honest, it wasn't my first choice. There were other things that I was looking at and was hoping would pull through. But about 2 weeks after arriving in Taiwan, it became very abundantly clear that this is exactly where the Lord wanted me, because none of those other offers that I have been talking about with other people in other places of employment, none of them came through. None of them worked out. No one emailed me a month later saying, hey, yeah, we're interested. In fact, I got ghosted by about a couple offers. They had said they wanted to talk to me further, and then that was it. They never reached out again. So clearly this is where the Lord wants me, and I'm extremely happy here. But just the seeing the desperation in my voice, I will definitely 100% be overseas by the end of the year. I was willing to do anything to get out, to go, to be where I was supposed to be. And so looking back at that, the me from 3-4 years ago is not the me I see in that video, and it's definitely not the me now. And so I wonder what changed, what happened from me out of college, still very unsure of myself, to now where I'm pretty confident in who I am in my own skin for the first time in my whole life. It feels weird and awesome at the same time. So when I look at that video, I see myself going, I'm going to be overseas, I'm going to pursue photography, I'm going to pursue videography, I'm going to pursue missions. And I'm starting to understand that the me of the past was waiting for something. What was I waiting for? What something was I waiting for? Anything at all. It's frustrating right now because the me back then was waiting for something else to come into my life and tell me what to do and how to do it and where to go and to basically give me the golden ticket. I was procrastinating because I was lazy and not because I knew where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. And so I think whenever I made that promise to myself at the beginning of 2018, I think the Lord honored that. Because for the first time in my life, I had said, no, I'm done waiting around for manna from heaven. God wants me to work and to work hard. You know, I grew up in the name it and claim it prosperity gospel of the 1990s and early 2000s. I grew up with the idea that, you know, if you want something and you you really truly think that it's something you need, you know, just claim it. Say God will give it to me, and He will. I'm very glad that I'm no longer a part of that. But as with most things that are deceptive from the enemy, from Satan, there is some truth to it. A little, very, 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 very little, but there's still some. Namely, that the Lord wants us to work. He wants us to put in the time, the effort, the hours. And I think that most people are too afraid to do that. They're not willing to put in the time and the effort. I notice it in my generation a lot. Many of you watching this maybe even be going, I just don't know. I'm not sure how to go forward. I think something else has to happen, or I'm unsure. And I'm here to tell you, it's not. It's not going to happen. There's nothing in the wings that's going to come into your life and propel you into the future you want. And then I listened to a talk by Dave Ramsey, someone that I respect greatly. He's biblically minded in terms of finance and leadership. And he said something that blew me away. He said it very succinctly, that leaders make decisions and then go forward, and they don't sit there and become paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong decision. Because if you're going forward and you're moving, you can always make another decision to correct the bad decision. This idea of, oh, hold on, I can't just name stuff and claim it. That's not how God works. But at the same time, you have to make a decision and you have to go forward. And so I think that's what happened to me in 2018. I made a decision, I took a risk, and I went forward, and it's bringing forth fruit. If it was the wrong decision, I could have made another decision to correct it. It's that simple. And so going into 2019, as I'm watching these videos, I'm watching other videos I've made and looking at different other blog posts I've written this year and the Facebook posts and all these other things, as I'm looking at these things and thinking and looking over what 2018 was like, the number one thing that I got from that year was that I kept going forward. I kept making decisions. I didn't stop and go, oh no, what if that's the wrong decision? Oh no. I didn't worry about that. And you know what? 2018 was a fantastic year. Best year I've had. I don't know. I don't think I've had a better year than 2018. It's going to live in my life as the year when the trajectory of my life changed dramatically. And I love it. I love what the Lord has done in the last year. And it's not me. I didn't do anything different other than just make a decision and go forward. God's the one that did all the work. He's the one that blessed and provided over and over and over and over again. And I don't. All I can do is say thank you. Thank you. So here's my challenge for you for 2019. Make a decision. Especially in context of the mission of God and taking the gospel to the unreached on the Silk Road or anywhere else in the world. You just have to make a decision. Go! It's so simple. Go. What's holding you back? Well, we still have a kid at home. Okay. Look, Japan's a wonderful place to live, and it's also a great place to raise a family, and it's also the second largest unreached people group. Go. Well, I've been at this company for so many years. If I'm only here for 4 more years, 3 more years, then I'm going to get access to retirement benefits. Trust the Lord. Go. Well, that requires me to learn another language, right? I'm like in my 50s. I can't do that. Go. I've heard all these excuses before. Some of them are valid. Like if you have a kid, yeah, I understand. You want to raise them in your home culture. I totally get that. For some of them, I'm too old, I'm too young. Not a valid excuse. Because you're going to be useful anywhere you go, and you can't always teach an old dog new tricks. Always. But I think the number one excuse that people don't speak with their minds, but they definitely believe in their hearts, I'm afraid. I know for me that was it. I was afraid of what I might find over here, of what I might encounter. It's going to be hard. Well, guess what? It's hard. There are days it absolutely sucks, and there are days when it's an absolute joy. But you've got to go. So if you're finding this video and you're sitting there going, do I want to go overseas and want to go to missions or not? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. Make a decision. Go or stay. Choose. And then, this is the craziest thing, it's a wonderful, crazy thing. No matter what you choose, the Lord will put you on the path that you're destined to be on. I believe that in my heart of hearts, that God, if He wants something for you, He's going to make you do it. And I say, why not say yes? So you apply for a job, you come overseas, you serve and work, you find out you hate it, serve your 2 years at your contract or however long your contract is, and go home. It's a win-win situation. You get to experience life in another country, you spend 2 years away, it's almost like an extended vacation, go home and serve there if that's what you believe you're called to do. But you don't know sitting at home watching a YouTube video. So for my 2019, I think it's very simple what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue the momentum that was garnered from 2018. I'm going to continue encouraging people like you to go to the Silk Road. I'm going to continue making videos showing what life is like here. I'm going to continue building a network of ministries and ministry opportunities all along the Silk Road. And ultimately, I'm going to spend my life for the furthering of the gospel. And so I hope that you will do the same. I hope that you will see these videos coming up and you will go, what can I do? How can I support Ken? And how can I go on the mission myself? And through Silk Road Mission, there's going to be plenty of opportunities in the future. Be on the lookout for an announcement video here in a couple weeks about a short-term opportunity in Nepal this summer. But no matter what you choose, choose. Just make a decision and go forward. And if it's the wrong decision, praise God. You now know it's the wrong decision and you can make the other choice and correct. So, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to get off my heart on this New Year's Day. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. As the new year begins in earnest, I pray that you continually seek after the Lord, continue to seek His face, and continue to ask, how can you be useful along the Silk Road and among the unreached peoples along the Silk Road? For more information about that, go to silkroadmission.org. You'll see a regularly updated blog post from me about what's going on the Silk Road and how you can get involved. And then finally, as always, I want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you, and may He give you peace. That's all for now, travelers. I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, happy New Year. Peace.
I'm ready to give myself to you. I've started to fall.